So let's rank all the films I watched for the first time for the first month of 2022, this January, of course. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D. Back with another ranking. This time I'm going to rank all the flicks I watched for the first time for the month of January 2022. There are 18 films. I'm going to try and go rapid fire here. I will let you see just a shot of the movie that I watched and then I'll talk about, okay? I want to try and go as fast as I can, not to get too far ahead and all that jazz. So, thank you for your understanding. So sit back, relax, and here we go. Coming in at number 18 is Porky's Pimpin Peewee, or just Pimpin Peewee as it was known as in the movie, from 2009. This film is actually sort of a redo of the original from 1981, of course, based on characters created by Bob Clark. The cast is okay and what have you, and it just has some different actors playing the characters we all know and love and what have you from the trilogy and what have you. It's actually it's an independent produced company. So anyway, yeah. Just about 3 college student friends who have misadventures over the summer. So anyway, yeah, now you know about this. I've reviewed all the Porky's films, but not this one. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I'll think about it, but I can't guarantee you that. This film's alright. I mean, it does have some hot gals and what have you, though. Just like what you could get from any of the other Porky's flicks, you know. Enough said. Coming in at number 17 is Munchie from 1992. This was considered to be the sequel to the cult classic Munchies, which we'll see where that winds up. And this film's kind of pretty cheesy, though, and what have you. Even though it has familiar stars like Lonnie Anderson and R.E. Johnson, who I almost didn't recognize without his glasses on, what have you. Yeah. But characters are alright and what have you. And I did appreciate them having Dom DeLuise voicing the title character. This is more of a family comedy in ways, not kind of a horror comedy like its predecessor. But yeah, this also featured a young J-Love, although she went under just Love Hewitt and what have you, instead of Jennifer Love Hewitt, like we know her by to this day. Yes, you heard me correctly. That's why I said J-Love first. So I'm sure you knew who I was talking about. Yeah, she's pretty darn cute in this, and that's another thing that kind of saves this movie from being well, it does have its fun moments and what have you, but Dom DeLuise as the voice of Munchie just kind of was absolutely hysterical and what have you. Probably not one of the best types of movies, but still reasonable and what have you. I actually watched those are 2 flicks I recently watched on Tubi. Yeah, not too bad. And the next film's another flick I watched on Tubi as well. So coming in at number 16 is Foxy Brown from 1974. This is a blaxploitation 70s flick, and it's reasonable in ways. I mean, it's got some pretty good kick-ass stuff and what have you. Pam Grier is really good as the title character and what have you. And also, of course, was another film that she had done, I think right about the time she did Coffee, which both those films were released through the same company, American International. I gotta say, it's pretty cool. Taking on a gang of white drug dealers who murdered her boyfriend and what have you. Yeah. I'm gonna say this film's pretty killer and what have you. And Well, Foxy Brown just proved to be more killer than what I thought it would be on a first time watch. I mean, it might not come close to my liking of another blaxploitation flick, but it was more of the macho kind. That was Shaft. Look for a review of that next month. I'll be reviewing the Shaft franchise next month. Well, the original trilogy anyway, not the semi remake or semi remake. Or, well, you know what I'm saying, okay? Foxy Brown's pretty good. I kind of got a good kick out of it, just like I did with Coffee. I did see Coffee on Tubi as well. I'm pretty sure I saw on Tubi, or maybe it was Prime. Oh well. But Foxy Brown, you gotta check this one out if you're into those old blaxploitation flicks of the 70s. Now, these next three films I watched on IMDb TV. So coming in at number 15 is The Watch from 2012. Now, I know this film got a lot of hate on. I didn't feel like seeing this long ago, but when I saw it was IMDb TV, I thought I'd give it a try. Yeah, the cast isn't too bad. I mean, we got Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jonah Hill, and Richard Ayoade, or how the heck you pronounce that name. I apologize if I mispronounced it. As these dudes form a neighborhood watch when an alien invasion occurs. Yeah, really something. It's kind of twisted though, especially when they catch an alien, what have you. This was just so odd and what have you, but, well, it was alright. I mean, I did get a few good laughs from it, especially when it took place at Costco. I've never actually been in one before, but I know of that brand of chains, stores and what have you. Well, you know the story of that place. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little carried away here, but the watch is, it's reasonable. I mean, it's not really great though, but still, it does have a few fun moments though. Now, coming in at number 14 is actually another film I turned down, but I gave it a try, and so number 14 just happens to be That's My Boy, also from 2012. This Adam Sandler flick was kind of, I don't know. Well, I know this film also got a lot of hate on and what have you, and I'm completely understanding. Well, the film's kind of a mixed bag and what have you. It stars Adam Sandler along with Andy Samberg and Liam Meester, plus Vanilla Ice and a host of others. This film was just so twisted and what have you. It's crazy. That guy who was still in his teens fathered his son and what have you. Oh boy. It was kind of crazy, but I do appreciate them having some pretty good 80s music in it though, which started out with one of my favorite Def Leppard songs, Rock of Ages. But That's My Boy is, well, it's got its moments and what have you, but still it's kind of a little twisted though. Not one of Adam Sandler's greats, but, well, he tries to do his best, Well, anyway, now coming in at number 13 is Puss in Boots from 2011. This spin-off of the Shrek franchise brought back Antonio Banderas as the voice of the title character in the events that would occur before being Shrek and Donkey in Shrek 2. Yeah, this film's pretty good. I intended on watching it on Netflix not so long ago and failed to. But overall, I think this film's pretty good. It was directed by the same guy who directed Shrek the Third. And again, it was still pretty good in ways. With several other fun characters and stuff like that. I'll think of reviewing this possibly later in the year. Should DreamWorks actually give us that second film they've been planning to give us? And I know they've been planning to give us a Puss in Boots sequel for some time, and now I think we're gonna get it. Maybe, but let's not jump to any conclusions though yet. But still, I thought it was pretty cool. Puss in Boots, it's Not too bad. Now, coming in at number 12 is Hotel Transylvania Transformania, which recently came on Prime. This film, which we were originally supposed to get in theaters, but because of the pandemic, this film finally came on Prime. Considering even though Netflix had already gotten most of Sony Pictures Animation's previous flicks for the last few years. Anyway, yeah. And while Jendy Tartakovsky doesn't return to direct, and Adam Sandler nor Kevin James returns as Drac or even Frank, Frankenstein monster, yeah. Well, anyway, we still get most of the original voice acting cast, including Selena Gomez and Steve Buscemi. Yeah. Anyway, I do like how they made a way that could change a monster into human and human into monster. That was really crazy. Well, it's not really that great, but it still provided a lot of crazy humor and what have you. Now, I recently did a review of that not so long ago, and well, I'm gonna say it's fair and what have you. I mean, it's just despite not including some of the original voice actors and the director of the first three. Yeah, I still gave it a reasonable score, Now, coming in at number 11 is 18 again from 1988. Now, after seeing the trailer several times on my DVD complete series of the cult classic musical dramedy from TV Rags to Riches, since this was from the same studio that produced the TV series New World, I saw it on Tubi and I just figured, why not give it a try? I mean, since I saw 17 again, but that was a completely different movie in ways. This film was kind of like Freaky Friday, except it involved an older guy again having his mind put into a younger man's body, and well, so on. I mean, this featured George Burns in one of his final films and what have you. Let's see, Charlie Schleier's pretty good and what have you. We also have Jennifer Ryan, who recently appeared on Charles in Charge. She was in Up the Creek, and of course, after this, she'd also play the role of Cindy Brady in A Very Brady Christmas. I feel like this film's pretty underrated. But, okay, now I meant switching their souls, not mine. So, my mistake. It's based on the song I Wish I Was 18 Again. Yeah. So, if you're into something like this, I mean, you gotta give it a try. This film's pretty funny. Well, in ways. But anyway, 18 Again, yeah, it's pretty good. Now, coming in at number 10 is Munchies from 1987. Now, this is a film that was another film that casted on the craze after Gremlins and then recently Critters. I gotta say, this film was absolutely crazy. But, well, it's pretty funny in some ways and what have you. And of course, later got a little bit of a spin-off or sequel in Munchie, which you saw earlier. You can find the film on Tubi. I think you can. Yes, you can also find the full movie on YouTube as well. But anyway, if you're into Gremlins or even Critters, I think you should check it out. I mean, except unlike those two, it involves creatures that were released from came from a statue and what have you when something happens and what have you. Yeah, Harvey Korman's in this. He's absolutely crazy, and the rest of the cast isn't too bad. It's got some crazy moments and what have you. Okay, well, there was one other flick I forgot. Yeah, you might want to compare this as a PG-13 version of Ghoulies as well. So anyway, Munchies, it's not bad. I enjoyed it in some ways. A little cheesy though, but well, fair. Now coming in at number 9 is Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge from 1989. Now, I had watched this twice in one day. I thought I was watching a version on YouTube. You can find the full film on YouTube, but I unfortunately watched a butchered version of it, which was like PG-13 in some ways. But then I found a much better cut of it that was recently featured on a release Arrow Video had recently put out. Yeah, I thought that was much better. The cast isn't too bad. It features Pauly Shore, whom I forgot to mention. He also appeared in 18 again as well. Yeah, I gotta say, this is easily a pretty darn good movie and what have you. I enjoyed it. I love the saying of it. It was just good. And believe me, the cut I saw was much better. Just try and look up. Just find one that hasn't like a title card or what have you, and just don't watch the butchered version. All right, it's dull. All right, but watch the real version. Okay, watch my review and you'll get to hear which version I said was better. All right. Enough said. Coming in at number 8 is Hostel from 2005. This film was pretty darn bloody. Now, I actually got to watch this on Netflix, but unfortunately they didn't have the second one. They had the direct-to-video third one, but I turned it down. This film featured a ton of pretty good stuff. I mean, like the saying of it being around Europe and what have you, and it had a lot of guts and gore. Gore. My mistake. But it's pretty brutal and bloody and what have you. I think this was just another. Wow. Eli Roth did a real good job with directing this. This was one bloody flick. This is one I'm just going to tell you to check out if you haven't. I'll try and see the second one if it ever comes up on the streaming service. Yeah. And coming in at number 7 is Thunderbolt and Lightfoot from 1974. Now, I was originally going to watch this a few months back and, well, didn't get up to it, but now, of course, I did. This film's pretty cool. With Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges, I think this was just another pretty good action-packed buddy flick. Yeah. Story of a thief teaming up with a free-spirited drifter. Yeah. This was just so cool. It does have a few funny moments. You got to see George Kennedy. We got appearances by Dub Taylor. Jeffrey Lewis. We even get Catherine Bach long before she played Daisy Duke on the Dukes of Hazzard. That's really something. Anyway, yeah, I liked some of the action. It was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not sure if I consider it to be one of Clint's best and what have you, but still, maybe I changed my mind, but I think it could be if I ever think of ranking some Clint Eastwood flicks one day in the future. It could happen. But Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, I thought was pretty good. It might still be on Tubi, but it may not be for long. I do know it's on Prime. You can check out there if you'd like. But anyway, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, it's pretty action-packed. You gotta check it out. Now, coming in at number 6 is Diary of a Wimpy Kid from last year in 2021. Now, I was originally going to review this, but I've decided to put it on hold for now. I will plan to do a spoiler-free review of it sometime. Now, this was a new animated film, and I thought it was reasonable. Well, I kind of did like the live-action film, but this film does its extreme best, even though it's less than an hour and what have you. I mean, Disney did their extreme best with it, but I wish them the best of luck when they work on the sequels and what have you. I know they're currently working on one for Roderick Rules, so we'll hope for the best that this will be even more better. I mean, it's gotten some mixed response and what have you. I will say that the Diary of a Wimpy Kid animated flick, it's short, but overall, it's fairly reasonable, though. Yeah, that's all I can tell you. Now, coming in at number 5 is The Theory of Everything from 2014. Now, I have been wanting to see this for some time. This, of course, is the film based on the life of Stephen Hawking. Yeah. Now, I must say, I was impressed with this film after seeing it. It was really good. Eddie Redmayne, who, of course, would later go on up here in The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them films, he did an absolutely real good job in playing Stephen Hawking. Everyone else was pretty good. Felicity Jones was good. We got David Thewlis, who also appeared in some of the Harry Potter films. Really something. It's a very good biopic on Hawking's life and what have you. It's just incredible. I definitely need to think of reviewing this sometime down the road. Anyway, really good. I'm just glad this film was a pretty good film and turned out to be as good as I thought it would be. So, if you haven't seen The Theory of Everything, I'd recommend you give this one a shot. I'll talk about it down the road, like I said. And coming in at number 4 is Crazy Heart from 2009. Now, this film was pretty good. Yeah. With Jeff Bridges and, let's see, I believe Maggie Gyllenhaal's in it. I know Colin Farrell's in it. Yeah, Robert Duvall's in it. Yeah, it's pretty good. The story's pretty good. Scott Cooper's direction's good. I'll tell you more about this when I review it. I'm just going to say this was just so good. Of course, it's about a down-and-out country music singer and songwriter who tries to turn his life around after beginning a relationship with a young journalist. Yeah. I gotta say, Bridges gives one heck of a performance in this film. It's pretty good, and I really did enjoy it for what it was. Crazy Heart's definitely another film worth looking into. Now, coming in at number 3 is Cooley High from 1975. Very good film. This is a film that would later inspire the series What's Happening, which I'll be reviewing this film along with doing a TV log of What's Happening next month. Because I decided to be nice and celebrate Black History Month by doing some African American flicks and, this and What's Happening and what have you. This was so cool. I love the characters. Preach, played by Glenn Turman, and Cochise, played by Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, whom that same year would play Freddie Boom Boom Washington on Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah, this is just one great coming-of-age dramedy. I enjoyed every bit of it. It was just so wow. If you haven't seen this film, this is another film I would highly recommend. The film is available on Prime. You gotta check it out. And if you do, you won't be disappointed. Trust me. Cooley High is definitely really good. And now for the final 2, and this was a tough decision. Kind of have a bit of a documentary and one long flick and what have you that I had the guts to watch. So, here we go. Coming in at number 2 is Lawrence of Arabia from 1962. Now, this film, I never thought I'd actually take the time to watch it, but no, I decided to take a break from what I was doing and try and give this long film a check. I will say it's pretty good. I will review this film later on this year because this year is going to mark the film's 60th anniversary. Pierre O'Toole was absolutely really good in this. This is the story of T. Lawrence, Thomas Edward Lawrence, of course, fought alongside the Arab forces in the Middle East during the First World War. Yeah. We also have great performances from Alec Guinness, Anthony Quinn, and Jack Hawkins, and others. Yeah, this film was just so epic. And why this was a pretty good adventure film. I think it'll be worth looking into again, maybe. And then, of course, I'll be reviewing it later on this year. Yep. I really got to enjoy it for what I saw of it. So, Lawrence of Arabia is definitely a very good flick. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it and seen it. And coming in at number one, my number one first time watch of January 2022 is If I Leave Here Tomorrow, a film about Leonard Skinner from 2018. This film, which was originally shown on TV, is, of course, a film showing off some various footage of one of the greatest Southern rock bands I have loved for many years, Leonard Skinner, of course. Yes. I mean, I had interviews with some of the past members and current members. It features archival footage and what have you, hearing the voices of their late great members. It's just so incredible. And getting to hear some of their classics and what have you, it's awesome. This is a documentary film, and I watched it on Netflix. You can find it on there, and this is one film you gotta check out. If you're a Leonard Skinner fan, this is one flick you need to see. I might review this sometime down the road. I don't know when, but I will. It sounds like this could be a good film. Well, I already said it is. Yeah. So Leonard Skinner's little documentary called If I Leave Here Tomorrow, a film about Leonard Skinner, definitely really good. I do love it. From what I've seen, it was very good. So now you know what my first time watches were of January 2022. What did you think of this ranking? You can tell me what you thought about this, or you can tell me what was the best film you watched for the first time of 2022. Well, if you'd like. In the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my rewatches ranking for January 2022. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these films I actually did reviews of this month. In the upper left-hand corner is the spoiler-free review for Hotel Transylvania Transformania. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. Or, if you want something different, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see what has so far been my most viewed video this month so far, and I don't know if it'll still be it, but it might, and that'll be the TV log for the classic PBS Kids show Zoom. In the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.